Get it, boy. Get it, boy.
Let's try this again, shall we? This is Real Talk with the Guilty Bear Viking. Today we have a special guest. Our guest is none other than Big Country, Ray from Country Crush. And he's going to talk about himself, everything he did to build his company, and a little bit about his journey with a company that we don't mention and a person we don't mention. But I want him to tell his story. So I'm gonna start trying to get some people to watch. I think that's enough people to start with. So now we're just gonna wait to get Ray on. And there's Ray already. Hello, Ray. And there's Big Dog Cree. I know he was gonna watch it. And now I'm gonna try to get Ray on. Just want to say I'm sorry to everybody. And now I got my own watch.
Good morning.
Oh yeah, brother.
Yeah, sitting here doing my cardio.
Yeah, just like people were telling me earlier today. Now I finally got my own app on my phone to check time differences.
What's up, Joe Swartz? Good morning, brother.
Hello, Joe Swartz. Hello, Karen. Hello, Big Dog Cree. Okay, first of all, tell people a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Raymond Cody. I'm 49 years old. Born and raised in Pittsfield, New Hampshire, small little town. You know, just a guy trying to make a name for himself, I guess, in this world.
Yeah.
You know, keep my head above water, raise my babies right, and just try to be good by people.
And how did you get started with your brand?
So in 2014, I was getting ready to make a comeback in powerlifting. And I was right around 430 pounds at that time. And I had a heart attack. And I had to make some changes in my life. So my fiance, I call her my wife, she decided that she wanted to get in shape because she was overweight. So long story short, my wife Autumn got into arm wrestling and she sustained a wrist injury. And I was trying to think of something that would help her rehab. So I came up with the idea for Country Crush. Never had any plans of ever making it a company. But 6 years later, here we are.
And if I remember right, you're almost worldwide now.
Not almost. We are worldwide. So in 6 years, we have sold just under 17,000 handles worldwide. There isn't a continent in this planet that doesn't have a Country Crush in it.
You mean one like this?
Speaking of Country Crush, that is looks like the 2-inch handle, isn't it? Yeah, the 2-inch handle.
Yeah, I believe so.
So yeah, like I said, just under 17,000 handles worldwide. We put on events all over the world. We're still a small company. We're still a small brand. You know, we try to sponsor as many athletes as we can. But unlike a lot of companies, we don't go after the big names, you know. we don't put out that, like, I'll give you an example. If I wanted Brian Shaw to hold a Country Crush in his hands, I would have to pay $10,000
Yeah.
for him to say, hey, this is Country Crush, this is amazing. So to me, when I look at big-time guys like Brian Shaw, Hafthor, Bjornsson, Martins, Lissies, although they're all great guys, they're all humble, they're all kind, they've got to a point in their career where they're trying to, they're making money. They're planning for their future. So I don't fault them. However, I also don't want to help give them money. They've already made it. So what Country Crush tries to do is we try to sponsor the up-and-coming. What's up, Megan? We try to sponsor the up-and-comers, the guys that are still climbing that ladder, trying to make a name for themselves. Like we have a gentleman by the name of Paul Passmore, who's a MMA champion. He's an arm wrestling champion. He's just at that cusp of his career where he's getting noticed. So, what's up, Adam? So he's one of our sponsored athletes. What do our sponsored athletes get? I got a mouse down here in the pit. I'm gonna have to go catch him for my snake. So what do our sponsored athletes get? Our sponsored athletes get $500 in cash. That's a one-time payment of $500 cash.
Yeah.
They get 10% off anything they purchase from the website, and they get a 5% commission off any handle or product that's sold under their ambassador purchase code. To give you a little bit more background about some of the things that we do.
And how many handles do you have? How many types?
We have two basic types of handles. We have the Country Crush, which is what you just showed everybody, which is a two-hand handle. And then we have a single-hand handle that we call the Raptor handle. But what's unique about our handles is you can interchange the grips. If people saw your handle, they saw that there's some cotter pins on the end. Right, you just pull those out, and then the grips come out, and you can change it to different size or different shapes. We offer our grips. Our smallest grip is 1.5 inches, and those go all the way up to a massive 4-inch grips. Then we have aerodynamic grips. We got grips that are blocks. We have grips that are shaped like my hand. We have grips that are offset. I'm going to send message. You both my direct email. I want all your links and sites, okay? Absolutely. So we got block grips. We've got grips that are shaped like my hand. We got cone grips. We're coming out with our version of a curl bar and our version of a lap bar. We sell lifting belts. We sell elbow and knee sleeves, wrist wraps, figure eights. We got it all. We even sell an energy drink called PowerX Energy Drink.
Yeah. And how did you get started with Joe and Muscle Sport Magazine meeting all them?
You know what? To be honest with you, I don't remember. I think it was through, I met Big Frank.
Yeah.
Or I got introduced to who Big Frank was when Big Frank was planning on taking on the #1 arm wrestler in the world, Devin Lorette.
Yeah.
So I sent Frank a handle and some other goodies and said, here, brother, this will help you get stronger, blah, blah, blah. Then I went to the Arnold Classic, and I met Frank at the Arnold Classic. That's where I met Joe Pietero.
Okay.
Joe and I formed a friendship. We went to a couple of expos together, went to the Olympia, Everyone knows. LOL. Everyone knows Frank. Everyone knows Frank. Yeah. So that's how I met Joe. Joe and I I was sponsoring. Actually, I was sponsoring Big Frank's show on
Yeah.
on MSTV. Then I was sponsoring Greg Valentino's show. Ran some ads in Joe's magazine. Matter of fact, you and I did a collaborative ad where you and I bought the back page of the magazine.
Yeah.
You know, and then everybody from the MSM family was just very open, very kind, very welcoming. And,
Yeah.
you know, we just grew from there. I met you through this whole family.
Yeah.
You know, got to meet a lot of good people.
Do you want to tell your story, your part of the story between you and a person that we don't name and his company?
So, you know what? No, I don't. I
You
don't feel
That's great.
I don't feel that I need to waste any more time on him.
Yeah.
I've said what I've had to say. I was the first person to come out and say anything.
Yeah.
You know, I think I've covered it pretty well, you know, in regards to that individual and his company. I think at this point, me saying anything else, you know what? I will say this. I will say one thing. Because it's something that I'm passionate about. And
Yeah.
this is the one thing I'll say about that person. You know, I spent a little bit of time in a motorcycle club, and I earned my 1% diamond, and I've earned everything that I got from there.
Yeah.
For that turd nugget to go on a live feed and say that he was given an honorary 1% tattoo, I'm here to tell you, and if anybody wants to doubt me, I was a member of the Mongols Motorcycle Club for many years. You're not given an honorary 1% tattoo. That tattoo means that you're the baddest of the fucking bad. You live your life by your way, and you don't go out and purposely fucking cheat people.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I'm going to say about that. He's not
But-
honorary nothing.
Then we can talk about what you did yesterday with your son, just to help promote him a little bit too.
So that's a topic I definitely don't mind talking about.
Yeah.
So anybody who knows me knows that I love my children, all my children, but I have an extremely special bond with my son, George. George is 8 years old. George is autistic. George is an amazing heart. He's an amazing soul. And my son loves to help people. Now, I woke up yesterday like I would wake up any Monday morning, got up, came in here, did my cardio, did my workout. Well, my son wakes up, and the first thing out of his mouth, it's not hi, Dad, it's not good morning. You know, it's not, thank you, Adam. It wasn't, hey, I'm hungry. George says, Daddy, I want to do something today. I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? I'm thinking he wants to go to his favorite donut shop or something. And he says, I want to feed the needy today. And I'm like, okay, why don't you tell me how you want to go about doing it? So he goes downstairs and he gets his little money box and he hands me all his money, which was $103 and some change. And he says, Daddy, I want to go buy McDonald's for everybody. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I can't let my son spend all this money, you know? But he was adamant about it. So I told him, I said, okay, no problem. So I took his money, and his mom's going to go and put it in his savings account today. So he still feels like he paid for it, and he did.
Yeah.
We just didn't take his money, you know. So we went to Carl's Jr. and we bought 30 cheeseburgers. We bought 30 waters, and we started driving around Lancaster, California. Thank you, guys. And we went up to people that were, you know, where a bunch of homeless people were at, and we just started handing out food.
Yeah.
Well, when we were done, we still had a couple of bags left and a couple of waters. So we started driving around, and we came across this woman. Her name is Sandra. And she's sitting there, she's pushing this shopping cart, just overloaded with stuff. And a buddy that I had with me, his name's Tony, we stopped, and he says, "Ma'am, are you hungry?" And she says, "Oh, my God, I have to feed my babies. We haven't eaten in 2 days." And so we gave her the rest of the food, and we gave her the water. And she, you know, she was very appreciative, you know, and gave George a hug, and George gave her a hug and said that he loved her, and, you know, was just very nice to her. And then Tony was like, "Ma'am, is that going to be enough food for all of you to eat?" And the woman just started breaking down and just told me the most horrific story. So she's a single woman with 6 children. And she was going from homeless shelter to homeless shelter. And the last shelter that she had been in, now we're talking just 2 nights ago, bro, she told us how she was raped at the homeless shelter. So she had to get her kids out of there because it wasn't safe. And she was living in the back of this SUV with her 6 children. And their arms were all swollen from bites from bugs that were in this vehicle. So George goes to me and says, "Daddy, can we do more?" So I took the woman, my buddy stayed with her kids, and I took the woman to this little mom and pop restaurant at the corner. And Georgie and I, we went in, we bought them each a meal, a burrito meal. And we bought more waters. And we go back and we bring them the food. And this just goes to show how much my son is just such a human, just an amazing human being. So at this point, after buying the burritos, I have spent up to this point $258. And Georgie says, "Dad, we can't let him sleep in this SUV. It's too hot. Is there any way we can do any more?" So I did. I took a deep breath, and I'm just like, I don't want to say no to my son, you know? So I handed the woman $100 in cash. And I said, "This would be enough money to get you and your family a room for a couple of nights." And then my son gets out of the car, and he gave all her kids his toys that he had, so her kids could have some toys, you know. And that's why my son is so awesome. My son is a better man than I ever thought of being. You know, people always say that they try to grow up to be like their idol. Well, my idol, my hero, is my 8-year-old son. That's who I strive to be. That's why I've kind of changed my views on a lot of things that I've done. You know, and I'll say this one thing. Sorry, it's a positive thing, so I'm going to talk. Won't say the person's name that we don't say.
Yeah.
But even in that situation, you know, when he came over here, George took the time to decorate his room for that person. He did some drawings, did a painting, so that person could have a comfortable, cool room. And even with everything that's going on, he goes to me, he's like, "Daddy, how come I can't talk to him anymore?" You know? And he's like, "I liked him. He was funny." You know, and I don't lie to my son. And I told him, I said, well, that person, you know, did some bad things, and, you know, he owes Daddy some money, you know, and things are just not good, buddy. And my son returns back to me and says, but Dad, doesn't God tell us that we're supposed to forgive? My 6-year-old granddaughter donated her hair for cancer patients off her own back. That's amazing, Karen. So George goes to me and goes, Daddy, doesn't God tell us we're supposed to forgive and love? And if that person did something bad, aren't we supposed to forgive them? What do you say to that? You know,
I don't know.
what do you say to an 8-year-old boy who's teaching you wisdom?
Yeah.
You know, and that's just a little bit of why I love my son. You know, and then you look at the relationship and see you talk. You have in a room. No wonder you get it. You look at my son's relationship with Big Frank.
Yeah.
You know, my son and Big Frank, they have this amazing relationship. They do these video wars. They go back and forth on these video wars where Frank will dress up or Frank will dance and Georgie will battle back at a dance. You know, I've done everything for my two because they helped me while I was so, instead of going out. Exactly. You know, you look at the relationship that my son has with Karen and Andy.
Yeah.
You know, Andy can call my son or my daughter, and Georgie can be down in the dumps, and Andy will call him up, and he does this dragon thing where they'll take a hit off of his vape, and he puts the dragon effect on the phone, and he'll blow the smoke out, and just puts a big smile and laugh in Georgie's belly. You know, same with my daughter. And that, you know, and I just try to show my son, you know, that there's a lot of kindness in the world and a lot of love in the world. And, you know, I try to, you know, tell him that, you know, Daddy's not a good example, you know, of how to be, that you shouldn't yell, you shouldn't scream at people, you shouldn't get so mad, you should be more understanding, you know. And then it's funny, and George will be like, yeah, you're right, Dad, you should be, you know. Frank appreciates you also, Ray. I told him how well you speak of him and about your son on your live shows. Frank's an amazing human being, and he deserves all the accolades that he gets. Megan, for me, the gift of friendship that Frank has bestowed upon myself and my son is unmeasurable and can never be paid back. You know, a lot of people tell me, you know, Ray, you've lived such a great life. You know, how can you be so young and have all the health issues you have? Well, the price to live that great life that you guys all think that I lived is my health. You don't spend the amount of time that I spent drinking and doing drugs and think that you're going to walk away from it and not have any issues. Because last time I did, what do you say? Last time I did it, your daughter spat out her milk over your keyboard. Yes, you did, Andy. Megan, I'll be 50 years old next March. So I say I'm 50 years old. I'm too close to being 50 not to say I'm not 50. So, but yeah, so anyways, that's about it on my son.
Now, the last time we have, tell us a little bit about where you live and the natives that live the same place you live.
So, awesome, Megan. So where I live, the name of the town is Tehachapi, California. Tehachapi, California is in central California in the mountains. It's the land is owned by an Indian tribe called the Kawasu tribe. It's a very small tribe. Their language is dying. And it's one of the many tribes that are struggling to keep their identity. I was speaking to the elder yesterday, Robert Robertson, and he was telling me that the government is trying to take the tribe's nonprofit away from them. So they're trying to raise money so they can go to Washington to fight this.
Yeah.
So they need $5,700 to send the people that they need to send to Washington. So, anyways, a few months back, I was trying to get a deal worked out with the Kawasu tribe, and the previous owner of Native Strength and Iron.
Yeah.
I was trying to get a deal with the Kawasu tribe was going to endorse those products. And they were going to get a percentage of the sales that I did. Well, the relationship fell through, and a new owner emerged. So what I did is I continued doing what I tried to do. Good afternoon, man. And I got the elders of the tribe to agree to support what you, myself, Karen, and Andy are doing with the shirts.
Yeah.
So, as you know, I came out with a shirt with a little bit of a likeness of the person that we're not talking about.
Yeah.
But those shirts go for $25 and they ship worldwide. And all the profits from the shirts go to the Kawasu Indian tribe. So we've been able to so far send them $370 off of those shirts. In fact, when I spoke with Mr. Robinson yesterday, he informed me that they've narrowed down. So they're doing we're doing an art contest where all the kids of the tribe are doing a drawing, and we're going to pick the best drawing for a shirt. So he called me to let me know that they got it down to the last, to the top 5 drawings, and they want me to come out and vote and pick which one I like the best. So, anyways, I live on the Kawasu Indian Reservation. I own the property that I bought from them. The name of our association is called Bear Valley Springs. The person that we don't mention their name, they've been here, they've seen it. Beautiful land. It's truly a piece of heaven. I feel the same way about my little community when I look out the window as you do when you look out your window.
But we need to get Big Dog on board with that, because he's Cree.
We got a couple of shirts that Hector Beltran designed that we're going to be printing out and launching. But me and Big Dog, we're going to do a collaboration, and we're still going to. We're going to do a collaboration, for the Country Kush. But after talking with Robert, yesterday, he wants me to design a shirt that represents the 3 animal spirits that are most connected with the Kawasu tribe, which is the bear, the rattlesnake, and the hummingbird.
Yeah.
So before me and Big Dog Cree do anything for Country Kush, I'm going to wait until he's available, and I want him to design the next shirt that we're going to put out, for the Kawasu Indian tribe.
I think that would be amazing, and considering he's a part of the native community.
He's part of the Cree tribe.
Yeah.
So guys, I want to plug, like, this is one of the shirts that we printed, a shirt of myself. I thought I would be extra cocky today and let everybody look at my beautiful face twice. So we got a couple of new shirts. We've got the old shirt, the Shoey shirt. Then I put out the shirt that we did in honor of the Code Talkers.
Yeah.
With the American flag, with the arrows as the American only see top. I need a diary at this rate. LOL. So we got the shirt where the arrows represent the stripes of the flag. The symbol of the Code Talkers represent the native tribes. And then you have a native headdress that's the colors of the American flag. Because anybody who doesn't know, if it weren't for the Code Talkers, we never would have won World War I and World War II. So that's another shirt. Then I just put up another shirt where you have a Lakota woman that's wrapped around in a black snake. That symbolizes the pipeline going through the Dakotas that they're trying to stop. And it says, "Don't tread on me." Any shirt that we do native related, the profits go to the Kawasuk tribe. We don't keep any of the money, any of the profits from these shirts. The only money that we keep is what it costs us to print it, so we can continue to do it. So that's our relationship there.
Yeah.
Sorry to bother you. What's your shirt site? Megan, I don't actually have a shirt site. If you go to my other Country Crush page, it's Country Crush Inc., I believe, right? Or is it Country Crush Directed Garment?
This is Country Crush Inc. The other one is Directed Garment.
Yeah, so if you go to my other page, Country Crush Directed Garment, you can see all the shirts that we've printed. And then you can send me a message, Megan, then I can tell you how to pay for the shirt. So that's our relationship with the Native people, showing respect for what they've done, showing respect for what was taken from them, and just trying to help out a little bit.
How did you get in contact with Joey Swartz?
So again, I met Joe Swartz through Big Frank.
Yeah.
And Joe Piatero. Anybody who doesn't know who Joe Swartz is, he's the vice president of sales for 5% Nutrition, and he's also the owner of Trinity Nutrition. A lot of people may not have known, but Joe opened up his own supplement store.
Cool.
Sorry, I had to get the pedals going a little faster. I normally don't do cardio past 25 minutes, so you got me at 32 minutes right now, so it's kicking my ass. Joe's another great guy. I don't know how many times I have offered Joe money to help bring Country Crush to where he helped bring 5%.
Yeah.
And Joe refuses to take my money. Joe goes out, he buys, he hasn't done it in a little while, but for a while he was buying my wrist wraps.
Yeah.
And whenever he walked into a new gym, and if he saw somebody benching wrong or doing something wrong, he would correct them and then give them the wrist wraps that he bought to help promote my brand. Not quite that high of a title, just a regional executive, but thanks for the promotion. It's just like wrestling. Hulk Hogan was only 6'6", but they said he was 6'9". So come on, we always got to make you bigger. But anyways, Joe always goes out of his way to call me, "Hey, Ray, how you doing? What's new? Can I help you in any way?" He's been helping me a lot, with my own formulations and helping me with my own stuff. So again, just an amazing man that I got to meet through the fitness world, through, Big Frank and Joe Piatero and the MSM family.
And the best question is, how did you meet Autumn?
That's the story. That is the story. Well, first, Autumn's real name is Helen.
Yeah.
But that's the name of my grandmother. So it was very weird for me to call her Helen. So I renamed her Autumn. I'm already 290. Oh, well. So I met Autumn when I was in the Mongols. And I was working at the strip club as head of security that Autumn was a dancer at. And, you know, for a couple of years, Autumn and I just played around and messed around and, you know, partied and had fun. And then we couldn't fight. We couldn't fight nature anymore. And I asked her to be with me, and I moved her and her two boys into my house with me and my children. That was 12 years ago. Like any relationship, it's work. It's hard work.
Yeah.
Autumn is a very dedicated woman. You know, when I first met Autumn, everybody thinks Autumn was a small person, is a small lady.
Yeah.
When I met Autumn, she was almost 200 pounds. And then when she competed at the APL World Championships last year, she got all the way down to 117 pounds. For those of you guys who didn't know, my wife is a 2-time gold medalist and a 3-time bronze medalist and a world record holder in the APL World Grip Championships. See, Ray, I love your stories. What's up? What's up, everybody? So, kind of a rags to riches story. Autumn went from, a tragic life,
Yeah.